Joining us today. My name's Jess. I'm the founder of A Mindful Message, and today I've got Linda with me. And Linda's going to share a bit about her own private practice, why she's joined A Mindful Message, and a few questions. So, Linda, do you want to take it away, introduce yourself and what you do?
Yeah, my name's Linda Ashcroft. I'm the founder of Ashcroft Counselling. My modality is a person-centered counsellor. I absolutely love and believe in the person-centered. I really do believe that it is about that person and always should be about that person. And yeah, I fully believe in it.
Beautiful. And talk to me a little bit about your practice. How long ago did you start?
I started it in January this year.
Congratulations.
So nearly a year in now. I rent 2 rooms in Wigan, the area where I am. And I'm hoping to actually in the new year pick one up in Orrell as well. So I'll have more of a base I can go to. So yeah, that's me at the moment.
And what made you go into counselling?
Well, initially, my background is I was from finance background. I'd worked in it for 24 years and I got made redundant, which was a blessing, really. And I think what it was, as well as, if I can share this as well, it was after I got made redundant, not long after, my dad was diagnosed with stomach cancer. And about 6 months after, he passed away. And I was actually thinking about what he'd done with his life and, what he'd had and the opportunities and things like that were presented to him. And unfortunately, through family issues or whatever, he could never take those opportunities that were given to him.
Yeah.
And I think with that and a mix of that, whenever I was at my workplace, over the years, I had a lot of people would tell me I was easy to talk to, knew whatever they told me would never go further, really trusted in me that, I didn't pry into people's business, but yet people would tell me things that, and I felt that if people felt confident with me, then why don't I put that to some good use? So, and I had a friend who actually I used to work with, and she'd left our workplace about 20 years before and went into counselling. So I actually spoke to her about, what's involved, what happens, give me some background on it. And then I went on a course to find all about it. And I just fell in love with it. I really did. I love it.
And how can, other than obviously clients getting referred to you from a Mindful Message, but how can clients get in touch with you? How does that process work? Do they make a consultation? What does that look like?
Yeah, I have a website, which is ashcroftcounselling.co.uk. And on there is a message you can send through me, or you can WhatsApp me on my number, email me. I'm actually on LinkedIn as well if you wanted to contact me that way. But yeah, I'd like to say just ring me or contact me, whichever way. And I do have a 15-minute free consultation that we can talk about what happens, because I think feedback I've had from previous clients, they want that initial contact and not just have to show up at your office. It helps them to know that when they are coming, what's going to be involved and what to expect, and to make sure that we can work together. So I feel like that's consultation is a real sort of a real connection with client and therapist, and it gives everybody that chance to just say what they need to say and ask whatever they want.
So obviously you mentioned, thank you for obviously sharing that with us, about your dad and everything. What kind of, did you go counselling with bereavement? Was there kind of a cancer related support there for you along that journey, or would you have wanted a cancer support journey along that way?
No, I'd actually not had counselling for it, and then it was probably around about a year later, my husband found out he'd got prostate cancer. And it was then that I had to go to counselling, and I had my own personal counselling for that. Thankfully, caught it in time, everything's okay. Yeah, so such a relief. But yeah, then went counselling for that.
Okay. And let's just say, for example, if somebody wanted to reach out to you, is there any issues that you can address in emotional well-being? What do you feel as if you can help support a person with?
I believe that, obviously I've had, I say obviously, but I've had quite a few friends and family who've had cancer and unfortunately passed away with cancer.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel that, and even in my 20s, I think that was a very prominent thing for me, that a lot of people in my family passed away. So with bereavement, I had a lot of people, and unexpected as well, not even you feel like your grandma's getting old, or things like that,
Mm-hmm.
but even unexpected, even to the point of even my own son passed away. And so I feel like, especially with bereavement, I can understand a lot of aspects of that, from having it where you feel that you're expecting an older person to die, but even when it happens, it's still hard, it's still raw, as much as anybody really. I've had my brother pass away, I've had my dad and my uncles, and like I said, my own baby. So yeah, I've had a lot of experience in that area.
I remember having an onboarding call with you, and you mentioned your son and you touched on your dad, and like you kind of mentioned today, you, for me, when I connected with you, were a very big light. So you were kind of like a full-on beacon of hope for somebody. And just for anybody who's going through it, or losing a child or losing their parent, what kind of advice or support or guidance would you give to them? Because you've gone through it, you're battling through it, and it's not an all-time fix, right? It's a 24-hour everyday work, because it's kind of you versus you kind of thing. And you're building yourself back up, building your resilience, learning to let go. You can't control the outcomes of most people. You can't play God, right? So what is it that you would say to people that are currently going through it?
I would say that whatever your grief process is, that is your process. And I don't like to feel that anyone is influenced in how they should grieve.
Mm-hmm.
Your process is yours. Whatever which way you do that is fine. And although I know people around, the bereaved, are trying to be very kind and very caring, and really sometimes don't know what to say. And sometimes, even if they just said, I don't know what to say, is better sometimes than what they do say. So I feel it's very much important for that person who is bereaved to, just to accept and say, this is how I do it. And this is okay.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you for sharing that. And obviously, a mindful message, being a company that overcomes language and cultural barriers, and you wanting to be a part of that journey, which is amazing, because I think you're an amazing person.
Oh, thank you.
What cultural or language barriers have you faced professionally or personally?
I think when it comes down to cultural ones, I think because my own religious beliefs aren't the same as everyone else's, or and that being because I'm an atheist, and a lot of people around me are religious. But personally, I believe I respect everybody else's views, and they can, but I think when it's come to my view, I've found that a lot of people try and, in a way, convert me. To sort of go, no, you should believe this, you should believe that. But although I respect what they want, I feel that sometimes people don't always respect my view of it, because obviously, because they're very religious and, believing and wanting to believe, and that's fine. But I just feel like sometimes they don't respect mine. I feel that's in a way, but I do feel as well that might become an issue, maybe with somebody who is very religious, may not feel comfortable with me. Although I would strongly say I will respect whatever you want to believe in.
It's a non-judgmental zone. As soon as you step into that counselling,
oh, exactly,
it's a non-judgmental zone. And I think as counsellors, as therapists, it's whatever we leave that at the door.
Yes,
we're there for you. We're there for the client. And
I step in your shoes when you walk through that door. So whatever you want to say, believe in, that is fine. That is totally fine. That's your right. do, and I will work with you with that. I'm not there to convert your mind, but I feel like, don't try it the other way around as well sometimes.
100%.
I feel like, I had it said to me once as well, by the placement where I was. There was a lady who was an Asian girl, and she actually said to me that a lot of Asian people wouldn't come to me because I'm white British woman. And I said, I never really thought about it too much. I just thought maybe they'll just, they'll come to me, or they don't even want to have that kind of therapy. I don't know. She said, no, they won't come to you, which obviously they'll feel more comfortable with her because she is. And I do feel, like we said, there's no judgment when you walk in that room, and I do try and understand, to your degree, how you live and how you want to be. But yeah, I felt that was a barrier that I've not really thought of. But I think there are probably perhaps other groups as well that perhaps won't do it because they may feel I don't understand, So yeah, I think there is that sort of cultural barrier.
In Wigan in itself, do you feel as if the demographic will kind of steer towards their own? So for example, if there are different communities, do you feel as if as your own practitioners, your own counsellor, people are more inclined to go to somebody that they resonate with? Or do you believe that irrespective of what you are as a therapist, as a counsellor, yes, I can still help you with the underlying issues and the challenges that you're overcoming?
I believe in myself that yes, I probably could help another person, regardless of culture, but understand the culture of how they deal with certain issues that's ever coming up. But yeah, I do feel perhaps in Wigan they do tend to go to their own, your own sort of cultural person and stick with that, which I feel is a bit sad in a way, because we do need to learn about other people and other ways of how they believe on things. And I think once you've got that understanding of something else, it's easier to accept it rather than just, going off in your own thoughts of, oh, well, whatever. But I just think it's easier if we can learn each other's ways.
That's a really good point that you touched upon, because just kind of connecting with you, myself, obviously being an Asian British woman in the UK, I feel as if, how are we supposed to learn from each other if there's a barrier?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And especially when it comes to counselling, that's a non-judgmental safe zone.
Yeah.
So yes, there are certain things and certain elements, like for example, we've got practitioners on board who, specializes honor-based marriages, forced marriages, kind of etc. FGM, stuff that I personally haven't encountered.
Yeah.
When it comes to that sort of niche, then I can understand why an individual would want to go there. But when it comes to, I don't know, overcoming anxiety, or like you said, the grieving process, knowing that you're a woman who has dealt with so much loss, and you are able to navigate and facilitate that individual to where they want to be. Kind of, what would you say to, irrespective of what you are, where you come from, like, what is it what you would say to that person? How would you keep them in a safe space?
I think I would, regardless, like you say, of whatever it is, it's understanding. I think I said this before, the grief process. And once you understand that and how they want to grieve, and, give them their autonomy to say, that's okay, however you want to do this is fine. And this is a safe space for you to explore how you want to deal with that particular issue, whether it's bereavement, anxiety, doesn't matter what it is. It's me being a counsellor to say, this is your space to do whatever you want with it, and I am here to walk beside you to do that.
I love that. And my kind of last two questions for you is, how do you take care of yourself doing your own counselling practice? Like, what's your kind of self-care? What advice would you give to other counsellors that are kind of, wanting to know a little bit more of how to take care of themselves?
I go to the gym. I've just started actually going to the gym. Before that, I used to go swimming. I do outdoor swimming as well, even in this weather, mad as it sounds. But I just find it so exhilarating, and so it frees my mind, I think, as well. When you're swimming, you can just, you're not thinking about other things, you're just swimming and just enjoying the moment. I do socialize quite a lot as well. I make time for myself, and I think that's really important, where, you know, I never used to pre-counselling, but I had started to do that. I think being a mum and you know, you tend to get into that mode of putting everyone else first. But I think it's very important to learn to say, it's not selfish. I need this. What's my need? And I need to do that, whatever that is. So yeah, I like socializing. I like going to comedy gigs, especially. So I do make time that I have time away from what I'm, you know, the counselling.
Okay. And my final question for you, Linda, is why did you decide to join Mindful Message?
Well, I think you touched on it before, and I feel that I am with a like-minded network of people. And that's what I like, because I think when you're talking to counsellors and you can see that they are passionate about what they do, and most importantly, it's about that client. It's not about you, it's about that client. And I feel that's where you're coming from, because you seem to be like looking at a diverse range of people and not isolating anyone.
No.
You know, and it's all is welcome. That's the way I feel that, you know, that you've come across to me. And not only that, I feel like with the offer of the opportunity to work with you, it is a life and work balance. You're not just totally about the counselling, if you like, you're about the counsellors as well. Yes. And I think that's really important, for me anyway, because obviously my background, it was never like that. It was always work. And, you know, so I feel that when you feel that you're important in something, or you're connected to something and you feel valued, then it's, you know, that's why I wanted to do it, because I thought I feel valued there, and it will, you know, it'll learn me a lot as well, because like you say, it's multilingual, multicultural, so it will increase my knowledge of things as well. So yeah, and I feel that I really have, even though I don't know you very well at the moment, I feel like there is a connection there, you know, so I've really, and you know, that's why I wanted to come on board.
Thank you so much. Those are really nice, warm words. And I just wanted to say that I'm really excited to have you on board and connect with you a lot more, simply because I know, one, your journey is so powerful. And I feel as if your life is a little bit of a testimony to somebody else's. And it didn't, like, for example, when life hits you, or challenges of life hit you, or tests and everything hit you, it's about how you bounce back.
Yeah.
You as a woman, I feel as if even when you explain how you take care of yourself, you're actually doing that each and every day. So definitely an inspiration. So thank you so much, one, for joining, two, having this conversation with me, and three, spending some time.
Oh, thank you so much. It was lovely to see you again.
Thank you, Linda.
All right, thank you. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.